My name is Liz. Thank you so much for coming. Today we are going to be practicing a 30-minute prenatal class together. As you can see, I have my 2 blocks. I have a blanket underneath my sit bones, as well as a bolster, a nice big pillow. If you're practicing at home, please feel free to incorporate any extra blankets, as many as you want. Props like an ottoman, the couch, a chair. If you're close to a wall, we might utilize that. And we also have, today I've brought in a small hand towel that we will incorporate towards the end of our practice to put over the eyes if you'd like also to have some essential oil to put on this. It adds a nice little touch. So actually beginning in our child's pose today, turning long ways on the mat. Our big toes will touch in the back, creating a lot of space between the knees. You can place a blanket underneath the ankles or underneath the sit bones for support. We want to make sure and be very comfortable in this position. And also feel free to incorporate, if it feels good for you, a bolster. It can be long ways, it can be horizontal, any way that serves you best. Also, if you would prefer not to have a pillow, we can remove it completely. Begin walking the hands out in front of you. Relaxing either the chin or the side of the head on the bolster. Deepening your breath. Maybe breathing out of the mouth. So starting our practice with some relaxation. Allowing the muscles through the face and the neck to soften and relax. Creating a gentle, subtle awareness over the body. Notice the mat underneath the fingertips. The pillow or a blanket supporting you. Feeling the support of the earth holding you here as you continue to breathe. See if you can lengthen your inhales and your exhales. Slower breath in, even slower breath out if it's possible. Letting go of any lists, any thoughts that our mind was stuck on from earlier, just releasing these thoughts and being present. Slowly walking the hands up towards the body, sitting onto the heels, removing a blanket or a pillow if we have it in front of us. Now, depending on your preference, feel free to stay here, sitting back onto the heels in our rock pose, or we can come to the sit bones in easy pose, sitting normally on our mat. And both can offer benefits, one for the hips and one for the thighs, nice deep stretches. Coming into a pranayama or a breathing exercise called bellows breath. Let's interlace the fingers and bring the top of the hands right under the chin. The elbows will hang heavy here. Take a deep inhale through the nose, sighing out of the mouth, deep breath. This is our cleansing breath. Now to begin, as we inhale, let's begin lifting the elbows about to shoulder height, and exhale through the nose if it's accessible to you. Elbows begin to lower as you breathe out. Inhale, elbows rise. Imagine your lungs filling with air. As the elbows raise, exhale, elbows lower towards each other. Feeling the breath clear from the lungs. Doing a few more of these. And exhale down. Keep the shoulders and the jaw relaxed. See how long you can make each inhale without straining. Softening your gaze, maybe setting your gaze to a focal point somewhere in front of you. Now slowing the breath even more without struggle or strain. See if you can get 3% more breath into your inhale. Elbows come high, exhale. All of the breath out. Doing that 2 more times with that 3% extra. Imagining the lungs expanding and slowly exhale out. Last one. Releasing the hands down onto the knees. Take a deep breath in, slightly drop the chin to raise the crown of the head taller. As you exhale, release the right ear towards the right shoulder. Option to walk out left fingertips. Feeling a deep, nice stretch through the shoulder and the neck. Inhale, raising head to center. Sitting tall, exhale, opposite ear towards opposite shoulder. If our hips begin to tense up in the seated position, we can always bring blocks under the knees. This will support us here. Option to walk out the right fingertips. Inhale, head raises to center. Exhale, chin drops forward. We're still in a nice tall seat. Feel free to stay here in stillness, or we can slowly rock the head from one side to the other. Feeling the muscles behind the neck, down through the shoulders and back. Slowly opening up. With each movement, connecting your breath, maybe inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. Inhale, the head raises to center. Coming onto our hands and knees, table position. Shoulders stack above wrists and hips will stack above the knees. However, we want to create a lot of space between the knees, allowing this open area for baby. Spread the fingertips wide to support you. Press into the pads of the knuckles and the fingertips. Take a deep inhale, neutral spine. As you exhale, draw the navel in towards baby. Round the upper back, tuck the chin, cat pose. Inhale, soften your belly towards the mat. Lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. The body is relaxed, hanging here, cow pose. Exhale, tucking chin, curl the shoulders. Inhale to cow pose. Doing this a few times at your own pace. Feel free to incorporate any side-to-side movement. Always moving with your breath. Creating circles or just a side-to-side rock. We can also just stay from cat to cow, up and down. And the purpose of these warm-up stretches is to gently open up the muscles through the back and the neck, as well as warm up the spine. One more deep exhale, coming from wherever you are. Inhale to a neutral spine here. Now, depending on which trimester you are in, and depending if you've had acid reflux or not today, we might lift the hips and come into a downward facing dog, reaching the heart back towards the feet. Take a very wide stance with the feet, again, creating space for baby to hang out here. If we are further along in our pregnancy, or we have any heartburn or acid reflux, we can come to a wall and we would make the same shape against the wall. So walking your hands down the wall, maybe walking the feet away, and we're still going to come into this sort of triangle shape. So finding your downward dog, whether it's against the wall or along the mat. Breathing here. Notice the shoulders and the chest opening up. Press to the fingertips. One more breath in, and whether we're on our mat or the wall, begin walking the hands towards the wall or the hands forward. Coming to a forward fold if we're against the wall, coming to a standing position. Inhale to half lift if we are folded, lengthen your spine, and exhale to fold, feet are wide. Inhale to roll up if we're here. And coming to our mountain pose together, inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, palms to touch. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, feet are wide, hook your thumbs. Exhale, reach to the right, ground through your right heel. If we have any pain through our rib area, we'll reach up and forward. We never want to feel any pain. Inhaling to center, it can be here or here. Exhale, reach to the left side, ground through your left heel. Again, if you feel pain in this side, we can reach forward and up. Deep breath in. Inhale to mountain pose at our center. Exhale, prayer to heart. Keeping the prayer here. Turn your right toes to the side. Lift your heel. Begin moving the sole of that right foot to your ankle. And we can stay here with our prayer at our chest. We can move the hands down to the hips. Or if we need the wall to support our balance here, walking up to a wall, holding our position here, tree pose. And the sole of the foot can be at the ankle with the toes touching the floor, or we can lift the foot to the calf below the knee, or the inner thigh above the knee, avoiding direct pressure on our knee here. Taking 3 more breaths. Imagining or feeling engagement through the core of the body, drawing the navel in towards baby, sending the hips forward. Weight is in the toes on the left foot. Beautiful. Releasing the foot down, mountain pose. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, prayer to heart. Removing any props from our mat here. Coming to a warrior 2 stance, the left foot will be at the top of the mat. The right foot will come down towards the center bottom. Usually our feet might be in a T position. The front heel lines up with the arch. In our prenatal classes, we're going to heel toe the left foot out to the side slightly. So we have a nice parallel line here together. Bend into your front knee. Inhale, the arms reach out to each side. Holding our position here, taking quite a few breaths. If you'd like a more intense, strength-building posture, you can scooch the front toes forward, creating more space. If you feel uncomfortable with a long stance, heel toe the back foot to where you have a more narrow warrior two. Relax your shoulders and chest. Soften the jaw. Gaze over your left fingertips. If you would like to add some movement, take a breath in here. Exhale, straighten your front leg, lift your arms. Inhale, bending front knee. Exhale, straighten. This is optional. Exhale to lift. Inhale. Doing one more of these. Use the exhale to lift. Inhale down. Now exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, hinge forward from the hips. Our baby is facing the left side of the mat, or the right side of the mat. Reach forward, and we can stay here in our triangle pose, or turn the arms vertical using a prop if you'd like. It can be a block, a blanket, any furniture. Engaging the outside of the body, almost as if we are in a side plank position. Postures like this, when we're focusing on a side and we have one side open, this really allows both you and baby to have a lot of space hanging out together. Inhale, raising to center. Exhale, bend into your knee. Turning your toes to the side of the mat. And now we're going to turn the right toes to the back of the mat. Coming into our opposite warrior two. Again, creating a nice, I like to think of it as railroad tracks. Heel toeing this front leg off to the side. More stability. Inhaling, gazing over the front arm. Exhale, option to lift the arm, straighten front leg. Inhale to lower. If we decide to stay in our warrior two, know that we're still going to feel a very toning, strengthening posture over the series of breaths that we hold. Notice the areas of the body. Are we shrugging the shoulders up? Let's relax. Are we tensing the jaw? Let's relax. Inhaling here. Doing our last one if we've decided to pulse. Exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, optional, arms turn vertically. Pressing that front left hand into, or the right hand into the shin, or placing it on a block. Gazing at the top hand or down at the lower hand. This is your choice. One more breath. Stay as you exhale. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, bending into the front leg. Let's step to the right side of the mat. Coming into our opposite tree pose. Turning the left toes to the side, lift the right heel. Hands come to the hips or prayer at heart. Bring that sole of the right foot to the left, the sole of the left foot to your right ankle. Getting my lefts and rights mixed up today. And finding the foot placement wherever you see fit. Walking up to a wall if we would like that support for our balance. Taking 4 additional breaths here. And releasing the foot down, mountain pose, a nice wide stance. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, prayer to heart center. 2 more of these breaths. Inhale, reach the arms up and around. Feel free to sigh the breath out. One more time. Very nice. So approaching the wall or coming onto our mat, finding ourselves in downward facing dog. Again, this is optional. We start at the wall if we're here, and we would walk the feet away, walking the hands down, finding ourselves in our downward dog. If not, we're going to forward fold, walking the feet back, pressing into the fingertips. If we did decide to get down on the mat and downward dog is not working for you, but you still would like to feel the same pressure and challenging tension that it would create for your chest, your back, your shoulders, you can lower the knees and walk the hands out in front of you. This is our puppy pose, a modified downward facing dog. Resting the forehead on a block or the mat. Hips are to the sky just as they would be in our downward dog. So finding whichever posture works for you. Downward dog on the wall or the mat, or our puppy pose with the knees lowered. Actively reach your heart towards the mat. Allow the muscles of the neck to soften. Let's lower the knees if they're not already, or come to a table position if we were standing to our downward dog on the wall. Walk the hands back towards the body, finding our table position. As we're here, taking a breath in, we're going to circle over the right shoulder, inhaling chest forward. Exhale, the hips draw back. Inhale forward, creating a circle with the hips and the shoulders. Exhale, hips draw back. One more time, inhale over right shoulder, coming over left, back through the left hip, and then the right. Let's switch directions through our exhale. Inhale over left shoulder, exhale over right. Allow the neck to relax down. Press through the hands evenly. Feel a nice side stretch. Feel a stretch through your hips, and feel free to stay in one area. If we'd like to massage or stretch this back right hip, we might do a half circle here to massage the hip. If we like our left shoulder, we can stay here up at the left shoulder. Finding what movement feels right for you today. Breathing through our hip and shoulder circles. Lowering the sit bones to rest on the heels, walk the hands back towards you. Allow the feet to come out in front. Very nice. And we're going to take a very wide position here. A lot of space between the ankles. Our wide leg forward fold. So as we're here, feel free to bring a blanket underneath the sit bones. If not, we're just here on our mat. Also, if you'd like to sit up on a chair or a couch and you can allow the feet to fall down in front of you, that can also work for this position. We can stay lifted here or walk the hands gently forward. Use your breath. If thoughts arise in the mind, acknowledging them and allowing them to float away as quickly as they arrive. Inhale, walking the hands back towards the body, sitting upright, bringing the feet together. Now the next posture depends again on your trimester or how you're feeling today. That can vary from day to day. So depending if we're in a very early part of our pregnancy, we can lower down onto the back. If we're further along in our pregnancy, maybe second to third trimester, let's bring a pillow behind the body. And we're going to use anything around the house, or if you have 2 yoga blocks, we're going to set up our little recliner. I love this tool. So having 1 tall block and 1 shorter block, kind of making an upside down T. And then leaning the bolster against the blocks here, making sure the blocks aren't tilting back. Nice and firm here. Feel free to bring a blanket underneath the sit bones. Leaning the base of the spine or the sacrum at the low back right up into the pillow, gently walking the hands back, lowering the back down. And feel free to move around and get as comfortable as you can. There's no right or wrong. So ultimately, you should be in a very comfortable position. No discomfort here. So walking the feet out to the edges of the mat. The hands can be resting on baby or on the earth beside you. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, allow the knees to fall to the right. And you can have any pillows or blankets, blocks resting under the knees for support. If you can, gaze over the opposite shoulder, so the left shoulder. Inhale, the head turns to your center. Bring the knees up slowly, and exhale, your head falls to the right, knees go to the left. Deep, slow breaths. And we're not holding this too long because this can be a very odd stretch for our hips here, depending on how much relaxin is going through the body right now, or isn't. One more deep inhale. Stay as you breathe out. Inhale, knees up to center. And we can, from here, stretch the heels out to the corners of the mat. Or if you have low back pain, if that's ever an issue for you, and you'd like to remove that pain from your life right now, let's allow the knees to fall open. The soles of the feet come together. So reclined bound angle pose, or butterfly as we might know it. Allowing the hands to fall open beside the body, palms to the sky, or bringing your thumbs and index fingers to touch in yoni mudra, resting the mudra on baby. Connecting to that feminine power through our mudra. Ending our practice here in our Savasana, corpse pose. Staying here, close the eyes. If we have that hand towel nearby, maybe adding a little bit of essential oil, lavender, and just placing that over the eyes. And ending our practice with the goddess meditation. Focus on the rise and the fall of your baby being massaged with each breath. Breathe deeply and start to bring your awareness deeper inside of the body. Visualize your baby safe and sound in your womb. See yourself as a beautiful, powerful woman, a creator of life, a spiritual being. Feel honored that you are able to nurture this new life within you. Marvel at that power that you have been given. See yourself as a source of creation at its most inspiring. You are part of an incredible, unique process in which miraculously your baby, your body knows exactly what to do. You are a goddess. Tune into how this feels, what it means to you. You are staying centered and grounded as you progress through each stage of this wonderful and exciting journey into motherhood. Start to come back to the sensation of your breath moving in your abdomen. Keeping the eyes closed, let's bring the palms to touch in front of the chest. Rub the hands together to create warmth in the palms. This can be quickly rubbing the hands back and forth. Once we feel warmth in the palms, bringing one hand to the heart, the other to baby. Knowing that your baby feels your love, your warmth, the support. Knowing that baby feels safe. Deepening the breath, allowing those thoughts to sink in. Very slowly, sitting up to a comfortable seated position on the mat. Or if you feel very comfortable here, feel free to remain in this position as we end our practice. Taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, release the right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, opposite ear, opposite shoulder. Inhale to center. On your next breath in, reach the arms up and around, sending out your gratitude to the universe. Exhale, bringing all of that love right back to you and your baby. Anjali Mudra. The light that shines brightly within me honors the beautiful divine light that shines within you. Namaste. Thank you so much again for joining me today for our prenatal class together. I look forward to practicing with you at the studio again, whenever that may be. Feel free to visit our website and see if any other classes might be accessible to you during this time, depending on where you are in your pregnancy journey, as well as seeing our prenatal specific classes together. I do have a few more throughout the week. So thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.